Hey everyone, James here. Welcome to this very rushed and impromptu, and I cannot stress that enough, very impromptu episode of I Just Watched, where I compare my preconceptions and postconceptions of movies I've never seen before. And today is certainly no different. I had zero intentions of making this video, at least not during this year's VEDS. I literally had a list of the videos that I had wanted to make, but then while poster shopping, I came across this Blu-ray that was literally $5 for the Happytime Murders. Now, before I actually get into the movie proper, I did say this was low effort, but I think we can fix it a little bit. Thank you. Where was I? Oh yeah, this was the murder mystery puppet raunchy movie that was directed from the Henson Company. It was directed by Brian Henson, who of course did A Muppet Christmas Carol, and I actually have a bit of a history with this movie. Granted, not really, but I guess I'll explain. Back when the trailer for this came out, I had what you could argue was a very much hot take, which is I just didn't quite understand the point of making a raunchy puppet movie in the style of Sesame Street. It literally, at the bottom, I'll see if I can get this in frame, literally the tagline is "No Sesame, All Street," which that was a controversy in and of itself. But, you know, making that kind of a thing when Avenue Q has existed for like over a decade. And I had a tweet, I don't even think it went semi-viral, maybe it did, but I guess it was worthy enough to be put on some Joe Blow Schmo's article on some offshoot website quoting my tweet about the Avenue Q sort of a thing with this film. So relevant? And again, I had literally nothing to go on with this. From what I can remember, the trailer, again, it was hitting a lot of the similar beats of Avenue Q, but also not really with the tackness of Avenue Q. It was kind of like Avenue Q if it was written by a bunch of college dude bros. But I mean, it was directed by Brian Henson, and to be fair, I do think this is something that Jim Henson, would have did if he was still alive. He would subvert his own characters in this way. So, I don't know. I'm gonna give this a watch, because I was honestly kind of interested after all these years to sort of see how it was. Was it actually good, or was I kind of right? So, I'll take it now to me through voiceover in the future having seen it to let you know how it actually was. Where do I even begin? TLDR, this is not a good movie, and while I could probably list off a multitude of factors as to why this movie is just not very good, really all I do have to say to sort of get my point across is that it breaks the cardinal rule for any comedy, especially an adult-oriented comedy. It's not funny. Like, I know I said in the beginning that the trailer was giving off sort of dude bro college vibes, but yeah, that was accurate to the movie itself. A good litmus test for if you will like the Happytime Murders or not is if you don't find this dialogue funny.
I'm a sexual Ima.
What's that?
It means if I'ma get next to it, I'ma gonna fuck it.
Whoa, what are these here?
Please don't touch my balls. They're made of Tibetan marble. They're very expensive.
I apologize. I didn't mean to cup your balls.
We'll forgive you, Happy Time. Oh, for 50 cents, I'll suck your dick.
Well, it's a great price. Makes me wish I had a dick for you to suck.
Yeah.
Or if you don't like a nearly 40-second puppet ejaculation silly string joke funny,
Clean up on aisle Phil.
then this movie is just not for you, as it wasn't for me. Now, of course, all humor is subjective. I'm sure there are a dozen people out there who will watch this movie and laugh their asses off, and to them, good on you. And honestly, I don't really put the blame on anyone major involved with the production. From Brian Henson's perspective, this was directed very well. from an acting perspective, I didn't hate Melissa McCarthy. This movie was doomed to fail from a script perspective. The written words on the page that are being acted are simply not funny. The world they're also trying to create is mixed at best. They're trying to go for a Who Framed Roger Rabbit-esque universe where, like in that movie, toons and humans coexisted. In this one, it's puppets and humans. But one second they'll treat puppets like second-class citizens worthy of being beat up, yet in the next sentence they'll say that there are puppet poachers who steal puppet parts because they're valuable. Which is it? Even the tagline that I mentioned in the opening, "No Sesame, All Street," is a goddamn lie. Because when I see that tagline, I assume it's going to be like Avenue Q, which was a parody of Sesame Street. The show in the movie, the Happytime Gang, or the Hapalong Gang, or whatever the frick it's even called, it isn't even a parody of Sesame Street. I'm not gonna lie to you all. I am a person who tries to find the good in a movie. There's not a lot here. Really, at the end of the day, my biggest compliment to the film is that the puppetry on display is really well done. I can't even recommend it if you're vaguely interested. Again, the only thing I will say is if you watch the trailer like I did years ago and say, "That looks like garbage,"
That is one big pile of shit.
then steer clear of this movie. Or better yet, take an extra half hour and go watch Avenue Q, a professional production of Avenue Q. Avenue Q is a much better raunchy puppet production, and it's not even all that raunchy. Granted, neither really is this, but you know, Avenue Q is a much better version of this concept. Again, I really did not want to hate this movie. I was really wanting to be pleasantly surprised. Sorry that I couldn't really be more positive on this one. And until tomorrow, guys, gals, and my fellow VEDS-ies, I will see you tomorrow.